Hi guys, welcome to the video. As you can already tell by the title, this is going to be a little bit different, and this title, unfortunately, isn't clickbait or anything like that. What I'm about to tell you is a fairly delicate, traumatic situation I went through recently, and something I did, which you can tell by the title, that I think may have actually helped me save my life. And I'm trying to say this in a way that's not dramatic, but I also want to be, completely honest about how I felt when this happened and about what helped me and really everything that was going on in the moment, because it's nothing like I've ever experienced before. And so what happened was, as some of you know, I'm in Thailand right now. If you haven't checked out the video on my second channel, take a look. It finally revealed where I was. I was waiting for so long, and I was delayed even longer because this accident happened. But essentially I had, not a motorbike, but a scooter accident. They have motorized scooters here. And where I slammed my leg into a wall, and it basically cut a huge gash in my leg. It was all impact on just my right leg, and you could see bone, and it was just really nasty. And I was bleeding quite a bit. I was struggling a bit, and there was one point during the whole thing where I didn't know what was going to happen. And I am going to make another video on my second channel, Untapped Potential, going over some of the other things I realized during this experience, because it was an experience I've never even come close to having before, and it was very different than what I expected if I was to ever have an experience like this. And so I just want to talk to you today about something that probably helped save my life and can also be used in your own life, not to just save it, but if you do find yourself in a situation like I was in, do it. But it's also something that can help you just be a healthier human being. It can help you with your football. It can do all that. And I just want to get this out there to as many people as possible, because my other channel doesn't really have much of an audience, but this one does. And so hopefully, more people will watch this one and be able to learn more about this method called the Wim Hof method. Now, some of you have heard me talk about the Wim Hof method before, and basically the benefits of it for athletes, for general health, as well, for getting over your fears. It's so much that this method does, but it's crazy how few people know about it or even practice it, especially since, you can just do it for 10 to 15 minutes a day and reap so many benefits. I mean, not just from an athletic standpoint, although the athletic benefits are immense, but also just from your overall health, your overall energy, things of that nature. It's actually funny, as I was being kind of rushed to the hospital, I was doing the method because I was about to lose consciousness, and I didn't want that to happen. And it just came to me in the moment to do the method, because one of the things that the Wim Hof method helps you with is oxygenating the blood, getting it to flow through your body faster. And I was losing blood, and so that's what I needed in that moment. And I almost lost consciousness at one point. And so I decided to just in that moment, instinctually, I suppose, or it just came to me to start doing that method. And what happened was I became completely white. This was before I started doing it. I actually went blind for a moment, which was interesting. And I didn't know what was going to happen, but I started doing the breathing, very controlled breaths, like, all the way in, and then kind of a release out all the way in. And after a few minutes of doing that, the color came back. I could see again, everything was clear again, and everything was okay. But what was crazy to me is, even as I got to the hospital, they had no idea what I was doing, and people thought I was panicking, that I was having shallow breaths that usually happen when you are losing a lot of blood, or your body just reacts naturally to the situation and tries to pump more oxygen through your system. But the problem with that is it's usually very shallow. So they thought I was hyperventilating, when in reality I was doing something very controlled and very deliberate. So I don't have a script or anything for this video. I just want to mention this method to you guys because it may have saved my life. And I say that it sounds crazy that something so simple like that could have done it. But I was very much about to lose consciousness when this was happening. And, I have a friend who's actually an EMT, who said, when you lose consciousness in that kind of situation, it's always a turning point in any of these types of situations. And he said, although a good slap may have brought you back, I don't think anyone there would have known to do that. And so I don't know what would have happened if I had not started using this method. And I'm actually going to reach out to Wim Hof as well and just thank him. I never thought I'd be using the method for that kind of thing, but I also want to have you guys learn about this method, because it's just one of those things. It's so simple. It's so available to every single person, and it can do so much for you. So what I want to do is I'm going to link down below resources for you, so you can learn more about the method, places you can go in order to, there's an app you can get that I have which helps you with the process, and really just an introduction to this kind of thing, the Wim Hof method, because it's one of those things I really just wish more people knew about. You know, the mission of this guy who came up with the method, Wim Hof, is so genuine and heart-based, and he really wants to help people get through things like if you've had depression or mental illnesses or chemical imbalances. You know, this is something that can really, really help you. If you want improved athletic performance, if you want to maybe save your own life. You know, it's just, I know this is an out of character video for this type of channel, but I have to get it out there because it's just, I don't know if I'd be here if it wasn't for the method. And I really mean that. I don't know if I'd be here. All right, guys, so I just wanted to share that method with you. Please check it out. You know, I really can help you in so many ways. And even if just one or two of you end up using this method at some point, then it's been well worth it. So I do have a picture of the injury when I had stitches in. So I will show that in a few seconds. I'll warn you before I do, because I know some people get squeamish about that kind of thing. So I'm not gonna just throw it in front of you so you go, ugh, like that. I will actually warn you. But you know, it was just kind of a deep gash. You can see some shin bone. You're not gonna be able to see it here because you're gonna see it after it's stitched up. So that's what it looks like. I'm gonna show it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and that's basically the stitches. Luckily, you know, I honestly consider myself very fortunate, because if I'd hit myself in a different way, or if I wasn't around people, because if I was just like on the highway and this happened, I don't think I would have been able to get help in time. And you know, I'm on the mend, you know. Luckily, I just have some stitches. It's been a bit painful, but I can walk. You know, I'm not going to be training for a little bit. I don't know how long, but I get the stitches out, I think, in a few days, which is good. And then I'll just be on the road to recovery. And yeah, so for any of those of you who are wondering how I'm doing, I'm okay. Any family members or friends who are watching this, I'm absolutely fine. In fact, you know, in a weird way, this experience has taught me a lot, and I'll explain that on the other channel.